Hey, this is Steve with a quick video here. We're going to repair this Whirlpool oven board. The symptom was that the oven was heating up to over 500 degrees on any temperature that it was set at. I checked the sensor and checked the relays. The relays checked good, but I can only assume that either the Baker Broil relay is sticking intermittently. The double line brake relay is fine, and even if the double line brake relay was bad, that still would not account for this because the bacon broil would have to also be on at the same time and stuck on. So I'm going to replace both the bacon broil relay. Here they are. They're the exact replacement for the ones on this board. There they are right there. I've also checked the coil resistance to confirm that they're the same. They're really, really close, and that's very important to me because I know that the driver circuitry will only need to supply the equal or same amount of current to the relay that it did before and that it's designed to do. So we're going to go ahead and you don't need any really fancy equipment to desolder this. You can get a desoldering tool, a vacuum-based one, and those are really good. They make it a lot easier, but you don't have to have one. You can get by with something like this, and I'll show you. I'm just going to go ahead and take this tool and sufficiently melt the solder that is on the post for the relay. And it's pretty quick because this tool gets really hot. I believe this one's 30 watts. And so I've melted these, and we're going to go ahead and knock some of that off. And the relay has weight to it, so essentially it can sometimes just drop right out, which is exactly what happened. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the other relay. We're just going to pop it in there. I'm only going to show one relay replacement because otherwise, if I don't show you both, it's just going to be kind of redundant. So I've got the other relay in there. I'm going to slightly bend this pin here this way and slightly bend this one this way in hopes that that'll hold it in for the time being so that I can go ahead and solder it in because it'll have a tendency to drop out. And that's being held in place just like that. I'm going to get the soldering iron here, and we're going to go ahead and solder this one in. This is a real quick and easy process actually. So what I do normally is I'll just tap the soldering iron with the solder to get it started, but then use the heat from the soldering iron on the pad and use the pad to melt the solder. Don't use the tip of the soldering iron to melt the solder. That way you know that you're getting a really good flow in there if you know that the actual pad is what's pulling the solder in. That's the way I've always done it to repairing televisions for about 8 years. Then I'm going to go ahead and do the opposite side over here and get that one soldered in. I'm going to push up on the relay and hold the soldering iron on both those at the same time to make sure that it's locked in place, and then the rest of them are really easy. You just go ahead and solder the rest of them because it's being held in place by the other ones. You want to solder it, let the solder melt real good, flow real well, and we've got a really good solid connection because these terminals right here have to be able to pass, I don't know, around 10 amps I guess, 10 up to 15 depending on the resistance of the bake or broil element. The point is you just want to make sure you get a really good flow in there and that you ultimately end up with a good connection. So that's one relay having been replaced, and I'm going to replace the other one outside the video, and then we'll be good to go. This will hopefully work. I'll report back at the end of this video to give the status on this repair. Hey, this is Steve with a follow-up on that oven board repair, and it appears that that did fix the problem. The oven did run fine after several tries. So apparently those either the Baker Broil relay were intermittently sticking, and it was a successful repair. Thanks for watching.